Hey beauties, and welcome back to I Am Beautiful Hustler TV. Today we'll be doing a water wave lace wig installation, and today's hair is provided by Modern Show Hair. Now today I will be doing a different ball cap method, and I have my most recent tutorial of me using like the stockings pantyhose method. But as I mentioned in that tutorial, I wasn't sure, I didn't really like the quality of that one. So today I'm trying a different brand, and this is by Silkening Mist. And I just took one of the stockings and just cut a piece, and I'm going to install that fabric as the stocking cap today on for this installation video. Now it is not like it's like a stocking cap, but not completely, because the center will be open based on how I cut this stocking cap, well, these pantyhose. But what's really important is just getting, the hairline covered. And so I just went ahead and took my bed head and I cut the little holes on the flaps like I would do on a regular stocking cap, and taking that holding spray and just spraying down that stocking piece. And what this does is gives you a really seamless like stocking cap type of method. Like, instead of using a stocking cap, which they are getting very thick in the packaging, like this would give you a more flat and undetectable like cap method underneath your lace installs, especially if you are using like HD lace and very thin lace. You don't want to see like the line of where the cap starts, or starts underneath your lace, which I never really have this problem anyway. But just to introduce you guys to a way where you really don't have to worry about that worry about that issue at all. So as you can see, I went ahead and began to cut off the extra lace, but I still left not the lace but the cap, but I still left it on the ears because I wanted to sew the back portion down first, and that would just hold like the braids that I have underneath, that's hanging out. I just wanted to sew that down so they do not slip down underneath this little fabric. So once I sew that down, I will go ahead and continue to cut off the rest from around the ear, and then apply my foundation to begin my lace install. But you will see that once I apply that foundation, like, you will not be able to see that cap or this little material at all, because it really will blend in. So I'm going to take my Ruby Kisses foundation, and as I mentioned, apply that all on that, the front of this stocking. And as you can see, it's really starting to disappear into the skin, and this is the results that you want to get when installing your wig. So that way, once you do apply your lace, you do not see where that cap starts or finish. But once you get that all molded on, just take that same foundation and apply it in the inside of your lace wig, and then you can begin to install the lace. And of course, for the glue down, we will be using my Beautiful Hustler Lace Melt adhesive, and I am going to apply 4 to 5 layers of this glue. And I'm just going to spread this glue out. You want to make sure that you do spread it out nice and neat. That way it dries clear much faster. And always make sure that you do clean the hairline before applying the lace wig. Like, you do not want to forget that step, or your lace would not stick because of the natural dirt and oils or any makeup residue that is still left on the skin. So make sure you do clean the skin always before adding any adhesive to lay down your lace glue. Now, once you have all of your layers applied and the glue has turned clear, you can go ahead and begin to pull your lace down into the glue. And you just want to make sure that you press that lace right into that glue with your fingertips, and just have your client hold each side so that you can blow dry on a heat setting and really get your lace melted in, you know, combing the lace in and doing everything you need to complete your melting process before going in with the Beautiful Hustler melt belt to slay your lace like completely. So just have them hold that and blow dry that lace on in, and just get it all melted before you cut off the extra lace. And as I did mention, I do use the heat setting. I get that question a lot, so I try to repeat it in every video. It is the heat setting that I am using to get that lace melted in. And I'm just going to go in with an eyebrow razor and just razor off that extra lace to give it the most natural looking results. So you just want to be careful, but do go down and cut the extra lace off, and cut off the extra lace from around the ear as well. And then tack down the side of your wig. And you just want to repeat these steps to both sides of your lace wig. Now that I have all that lace tacked down, I'm just going to comb everything back, and I'm just going to go in with my Beautiful Hustler melt belt and take my holding spray and just spray that holding spray all across the hairline, and then tie it down with that Beautiful Hustler melt belt to really get that lace melted in and secured. So after about 10 minutes, or until the lace is dry underneath the elastic, I'm going to go ahead and remove that band and prepare for styling. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of this tutorial, this will be like a side swoop, side part Kim K type of look. And this is a look that's kind of been trending. And I actually got this inspired look from Arrogant Tay. And at first I was just going to do like a side part, but like with both sides kind of pushed behind the ear with a lot of baby hairs. But I decided to just do the Kim K swoop like halfway through the tutorial. So first things first, I'm just combing out all of that holding spray, and I did use the Tresemme holding spray for my meltdown, my second step meltdown part. And I'm just going to create a side part and just pull down a section for my baby hairs. And then I will go in and, you know, get to hot combing and smoothing everything out. And now I'm just going to take my glam wax and just apply that glam wax all over the area where that needs to be hot combed, just to get everything nice, smooth, and sleek down. And yeah. Now, the key to getting a super flat and neat swoop is you really have to hot comb the roots out really good, and at least about 4 inches of their hair you need to hot comb it out nice, straight, and flat, like I'm doing here on this part, because when you create the swoop, you want it to be like very, as I mentioned, flat and neat. And as you can see in this point of the video, we discussed that we're going to do the swoop instead, just to give it, something, a new style to do on my channel, since I have never done this style as a tutorial yet. So as you can see, that side is very flat and neat. So it has been hot combed as seen before, and the section I have pulled down would just be like that little sideburn, baby hair, and a little swoop at the top of the swoop around. So now I'm just going to take my razor comb and chop down those hairs, the hairs that will be used for the baby hair, and just go ahead and begin to swoop them in place using that bed head and my edge brush to swoop those hairs in, and just get everything pre-laid before these actual complete styling. That is all the baby hair I'm going to create for that part, and I'm just going to do the last sideburn area for the baby hair, because this is the part that will show at the end. And the reason why I left a big gap in between the baby hair right there, because that is where my swoop will actually be sitting, so all of that area right there will be covered. So there's really no point of creating baby hairs on the hairline that you would not see at all. So once I get that little sideburn area laid down, I will go ahead and begin to do the actual swoop, and I'll reuse bobby pins to secure that swoop from falling and moving. Now for the actual swoop, I will be using the bed head to shape and mold it. Now what I like to do is just part off section by section. And I just like to take my finger at first and just like push the hair behind the ear so I can already get it in the motion that I want to, like how I want it to fall. So I like to start off with my hand at first and just kind of like push it and smooth it down. And then once I started to get it like in motion, I would take that bed head and just spray it all on the top and just comb and smooth and push it backwards. But I do like to create like a nice round swoop in the face area, and you really want to frame the person's face. Like you have to make sure you lay that swoop in the like right direction. You don't want it to be too much to the side, but you definitely really want to give that swoop effect, and let it swoop across the forehead and around the brow. So it's like creating one big smooth C, like one big smooth C, and just having everything push back to, towards the back, and just really smooth. And you want to make sure you comb it that way it's no gaps in between the swoop, or anything like that. And it's just really about patience and neatness. And then once you get the swoop where you need it to be, you just take you some bobby pins and bobby pin the hair down underneath the part that's going to fall on top of it. And even with the bobby pin, sometimes it can move the hair. So just go back in with your small fine tooth comb and your holding spray, and just comb and swoop anything that has been separated or moved, and just comb the hair on top to cover up the ending of the swoop, and just make it nice and neat, as you see I did here. So once I get that swoop how I want it, I would just go back in, just respray, touch up, smooth, and blow dry anything that needs to be picked up or in place, and that way it's nice and molded and it will not move. And once I'm done completing my swoop, I just will go in with some water and just spray it on the hair so you really give it that wet mousse look, and also conceal my part to get it very, very neat. And as I mentioned, this is like a hair inspiration from Eric and Tay that he did on Ari. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I really enjoyed this style. It was so pretty, and something different. And as I mentioned, this hair is from Modern Show Hair, and this is their water wave pattern. So I really, really love their hair. I worked with their company, many times before, and the quality of the wig is always great. Never had a complaint. So I really do love this hair company. But overall, let me know what you guys think about this style down in the comments. So yeah, thank you guys for staying tuned to I Am Beautiful Hustler TV, and I will see you guys next time.